Ian and his best mate John. They've started
Well, not best,
up
but...
a podcast. It will soon be number one. Oh, it's Ian and his dad mate John. Some people say it's rubbish. They all can be wrong. Oh, let the children listen with parental permission. Everyone should listen. Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Ian and Jon Unipod podcast. This is a Unipod podcast all about electric unicycles and other loads of blather and a bit of laughter and a bit of nonsense. I'm Jonathan. I'm an EUC enthusiast, and I'm with my best mate in the whole world, Ian Sampson.
Unwilling best mate.
It has been said that you do sound as though you really don't want to be here.
Yeah, it comes across like that, doesn't
it? I know deep down that you enjoy it, really.
Yeah, I absolutely love it, yeah. It's one of those things I really, really like doing, especially on a Monday evening.
Ian, how are you?
I'm not too bad, actually.
Me, thanks for asking. Always caring. I feel rough as.
How come?
Because I had a bad dream last night. Not a bad dream.
Were you doing a podcast?
I dreamt about the podcast last night. And then I woke up at about 4 o'clock, about 3:45 in the morning. I've reached an age now where I need to go to the toilet, and got back into bed, and all I could think about was stupid Challenge Ian, because I'd still not got a Challenge Ian sorted out for tonight. And so I laid in bed for about half an hour.
Hopefully you still haven't got it sorted.
Oh no, it's sorted.
Oh, great.
But I lay there for half an hour, and then I heard the dog downstairs going, ooh, and needing to go out, so I had to go let the dog out. And then about 5 o'clock in the morning, I was still wide awake, still thinking, I thought, well, I might as well get up and go and do some stuff on it. So I went downstairs, sat at the computer for about an hour, working out Challenge Ian.
And waste of time.
What absolute a waste of time. So I hope you appreciate...
No.
And if I slip off my chair and fall into a deep sleep during the podcast, that is why. And I'm blaming you for it.
Brilliant.
So we're going to move on. And let me just say.
Moving on up. Nothing can stop us. Yeah, Carl.
Well, jingles is where I'm going with this. Because
is it?
You said that you were going to improvise a jingle.
I was, yeah, earlier on.
Are you going to do it now?
It's not the time now, is it, all place?
Okay, I'm going to play you a jingle as we go into this next section. I have been working on my jingles, as you can well imagine. This is... Remember I said to you that I was riding my motorbike the very first time I had a motorbike, and I was singing...
Always talking about it as if you ride a motorbike all the time.
Yeah, but anyway, I was singing King of the Road. As I sang King of the Road, there was an explosion and my bike broke down after I had it for about half an hour. So I've done a jingle about the experience of middle-aged men riding EUCs, and it's based on King of the Road. Here we go. The kids shout sick when they see me ride, looking cool as the way I glide. I should know better, I'm 52, but hey, I'm King of the Road.
Laugh at his own jingle. Laugh at his own jingle. Brilliant. Can't contain himself.
They really amuse me. Right, let's go. Just
sound like a scat man. I'm the scat man.
That's some freeform jazz. We've had some feedback from our listener.
Can't get out my head now. Yeah,
old Trapper. He's been scathing of the podcast in the past, but
he hasn't.
No,
it's a German humour. That's what it is. Yeah.
He put an unsolicited message on Electric People, the forum for people to contribute ideas and thoughts on all issues to do with PVs. He said, don't miss out on John's new movie on how not to break the rim of a wheel.
Brilliant.
He specialised in that, and he's got feelings, of course, referring to my video I did on how to jump up curbs. We'll come back to that, but thanks for that, old Trapper. Matt Gitrash, I can never say his name. Matt Gitrash.
Oh my
goodness. You know Matt.
Yeah, I know Matt. I'm just waiting for you to pronounce his surname properly.
How would you pronounce it properly?
I'll just leave that there, I think. Maybe you contact him.
He's a great guy, and he said that this is referring to the last podcast, I believe. He said, "This is cracking me up. You guys should do this live." He said, "An evening with Ian and Jon." Are you up for that?
No.
We could sell tickets.
Not going to sell tickets, are we? We could give money to people and then give them a ticket as well.
He was really impressed by the jingle we did, Living on a Prayer, or the Riding on a Prayer jingle that we did. I'm including him in this.
Oh, don't do that again, as we say.
Very generous of him, isn't it? He said it was awesome. He put a little expletive in there as well, but he really liked that. And actually, I've seen a picture of Matt on Facebook from, I guess, sometime in the 70s, and I know that he is a rocker. He used to play guitar in a band. He might still do it, I don't know.
Perhaps you get him to write you a proper jingle.
Well, yeah, Matt, that's a challenge for you. Come up with a proper jingle. And he thought that my curb jumping video was great.
He's watched the same videos you uploaded, isn't he?
A guy called Steve Schmidt. This is about the Christmas special. He said, listened on Google Podcast from Montana, USA. We are traveling around the world. Great show as always. And I'm looking forward to the next episode. Now, he signed off by saying, "May you always stay above the wheel." Quite like that.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
So I think we should finish the show each week by saying, "May you always stay above the wheel."
Yeah.
You're fully bought into that one.
Yeah.
Vic Banerjee, he said...
Vic who, sorry?
Banerjee. I don't know
Banerjee?
Yeah. He's a guy who's commented on a few of my videos and things in the past, and he's obviously a man of real taste and wisdom. He said, "Unipod, keep it on YouTube. You guys are too good looking to have it just on audio media."
Oh, dear.
So, a few people have said that, actually. Said that they just wouldn't access podcasts. It's a medium that's... What?
Well, I'm just thinking, like, a comment like that is the sort of thing I might say to you, like, yeah, John, keep riding motorbikes. It's really good. You ride a motorbike, really good. And it's a stitch-up, isn't it? That's what it is. It's a stitch-up. Is he doing that? Is he like, yeah, keep putting them on YouTube, and then sits back and laughs his head off?
I don't know. He seems quite genuine. He's got a very nice smile from his profile picture. He's got a profile picture that, if the contract was down, all you'd see is teeth. It's quite nice. Yeah, I believe him. He's genuine.
You believe him from his smile?
Yeah. Ivan Cullis said, "I can't wait." Just reading it again. This is nice.
As soon as I just stop there, I can't wait. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. I've got to go. I've got other things to do.
In fact, he's gone now.
He's gone.
I cannot wait for John's new video on how to jump from one roof to another on high-rise flats safely. Will be a must-watch video just in case it's John's last.
He's just trying to get rid of you, isn't he?
Yeah, there's a theme developing here. So that's some feedback from listeners, but if you listen to this, tell us what you think. I am going to put these onto YouTube, so that's it. They're going to go up there, probably in a fairly unedited format. I'll just delete the things I say that's stupid, so it could be a 5-minute show. But they're going to go onto YouTube as well. That's what the people want. Let's give them what they want.
The person wants.
Yeah. So what have you been doing?
What have I been doing since we last met, not this week? Well, I'll just give you today. Today I went into work. I answered some emails. I met Rich Gardner-White, who you know. And Jackie as well, because he's dropping his S18 off, which has been faulty since new, pretty much.
Oh, no.
So it kind of doesn't go very far. It's one of the battery packs. That's King Song for you and their S18. I had a chat with him. I had a chat about some other things. So I met him for a while.
And how is he?
He's okay. Well? He's alive.
Oh, good. I've seen the way he rides. That's remarkable.
That's not Rich. Is it Rich Gardner-White?
Rich Gardner-White, yeah. He was the one that gave you the monster, the replacement monster.
I bought it off him, yeah.
And smashed it.
You went and accosted it, and then I thought, better buy it off him.
Let's tell that story, in fact, because we're on the 1,000-mile trip, and we got to about day 12, and we're riding through the Pennines, and we'd just been spending about 12 days really thrashing these wheels and taking them through some really hilly conditions, and the MOSFETs on your monster popped, and we were stranded in just felt like in the middle of nowhere, and we spent about an hour by the side of the road you were performing open heart
It's
surgery.
all on video if you want to see it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
took it apart, got a spare board, but it would appear it was the board, wasn't it?
Was it the
It
Moss
was no. Yeah, it was a Moss one. But I was just thinking, was it the board that actually went? Because we replaced it with a new board and had the same. We had an issue, didn't we? It was a tilt back issue. It wouldn't level. You couldn't calibrate it. Then we came to the conclusion it must have been because I rolled over and it was in the front of the bag and landed on it and damaged it.
Mm-hmm.
Then we had a decision to make. We only had 2 spare boards, one for me, one for you. Do we take that only board left? There was none in stock back at Speedy Feet HQ either. And we decided, no, that would be a bit bad to take that board as well, so we keep them spare, so we get a train. And then you accosted the neighbours over the road, because we were outside the road, and said what we were doing. You got them to absolutely hammer it down to the train station. We broke all the speed limits. This is the bit I remember. Not the crash, not the hours trying to fix the board. You got them to absolutely hammer it there. So we got there, we quickly bailed everything out of the car, we grab all the bags and stuff, we're like running that thing. I'm trying to carry this monster because it won't work up to the thing. And then it was awfully quiet in the station. And I remember saying to you, John, you said, I said, what's the time of the train again? And you went, so-and-so. I looked up at the station clock and I was like, but it's so-and-so. You're like, oh. And we're about an hour out, so we had about an hour wait.
In a full hour, yeah.
Yeah.
To relax.
So I got some sandwiches or something.
well, funny, your memory is different to mine, but
Is it? You've forgotten that bit?
Yeah. I remember you got a metal splinter in your hand at one point during that open heart surgery. I think you stabbed yourself in the hand with a screwdriver or something. And the way you dealt with it was you savagely bit into your own flesh, took a chunk of yourself out of your hand and spat it onto the floor like some kind of rabid dog.
It worked, didn't it? It got the splinter.
It did work, yeah. So then we got on the train all the way back down
an hour later, yeah.
Well, an hour later, we got on the train down through Birmingham, down through to wherever it was your dad picked
Hundreds of pounds it cost, wasn't it?
I mean, absolutely hundreds of pounds.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Because at that point, we weren't giving it up, weren't we? So we give up. Well, we can't give up because we're 600 miles in.
Well, the plan was we thought we had a new motor
yes.
at the headquarters.
We did have a brand new motor.
We
did.
Just
significantly smaller than the motor that was fitted to the monster.
But I don't think we realised until we stripped it all down and started to pull it out. Then you stripped your wheel down completely.
It was in a box sent by Gotway that said monster motor on it, something like that. Because it was for this trip. So we had spare boards, 2 spare boards, thinking if each of our board fails, then we're sorted. And we got 1 spare motor. Motors never go, but we'll have 1 spare just in case. When we took it out, it was whatever it was an 18-inch, probably from an MSX. Oh, that's not going to work.
And I remember as well, you'd spent, hours trying to get that central nut off the centre of that motor off.
It got his 1 o'clock in the morning, so we got back. We gave up, didn't we? Did we give up? Yeah, we did. We gave up because then you went to Rich Gardner White's house. This is where we're going now with this story, wasn't it? Well, so I looked at the customer database to see who we'd sold a monster to and who was the closest. And he was the closest. He was about an hour away, wasn't he? Hour and a half away.
And really, bless him, he'd said, yeah, he'll help us out. So I jumped, this was probably about 7 o'clock in the evening, actually, because I jumped in the car and drove down from Gloucestershire down to Bristol, where he was, and met him and Jackie and went for a little ride. But the funny part of that story was moments after telling you that you could swap out and have his wheel for the rest of the trip, he then promptly smashed it.
Yes. Had an accident. Dropped it and smashed the front end of it. And all the light was hanging off. So that was nice.
So when I got out of the car, I said, "Oh, it's really great." And he told me I've smashed it up. I went, "You're joking, aren't you?"
Yeah. He's like, "No, I actually have. I think that's on camera as well, isn't it? That's actually on camera." Because you're like, "Ha!" And he goes, "No, I actually have. I've dropped it and broken it." He's like, "Oh no."
So then I went out for a little ride with him actually that night, and then
Ian
back to you and came to
Ian,
and we got back to the workshop, and then we spent more of the time actually fitting his wheel out because we'd adapted the wheel to have multiple charging ports, to have multiple charging ports on them, so we could charge them rapidly. So each battery pack had its own charging port, so we had to swap all that out and do that, and had to repair his smashed up lamp on it, on the headlamp on it. Yeah,
it was a retrofit. No, well, so I didn't have a spare one, so I had to stick that on with tape.
Yeah, bless him. So that's Rich Gardner White. Good chap.
Still have that. If you watch Speedy Feet live, you would have seen it hung on the wall many a time. The red Gen 1.
Gen 1, yeah. What else should we be doing this week? I saw that you put your 650 kilometre review of the V12 up.
Yeah.
And I've not watched it yet.
Haven't you? Why not?
Because I've said to you, I don't want to be influenced by what you say on your reviews. So I didn't watch your 250 kilometre review until after I'd filmed mine.
Right.
And then I'd spent ages going out there getting some fantastic footage for the 250k review.
Talk about rush job.
Well, what do you mean? I don't know. That's so insulting.
Is it? I'll take that back.
So I came back yesterday. I've been out filming in the morning, and I'd got some lovely shots of me riding the wheel, and I'd converted it all from the 360 camera into something that's useful for you. And then I uploaded it all onto Google Drive, sent it across to you. And honestly, today I was in a meeting at work, and I got this message pinging up on my phone. You sending me sarcastic message after sarcastic message about the poor quality of my filming.
So for a little joke, just to explain to that person listening, for a little joke, what John had done is he set frame rates different on each of the cameras, just to make it really awkward and uneditable. So he'd sent the raw footage over. One camera was filming at 29.7 frames a second. One was filming it, was it 20? You'd set it up for some weird frame rate. You've done 1080 super view on a GoPro at 20 frames a second. So don't think it's a function I've ever used on a GoPro.
No, and neither have I. So I think, I don't know, that GoPro Hero 9 is
funny joke though. I mean, it is a joke. It's a good joke.
Yeah, it's so if you touch the back of the screen, the back screen, at the slightest touch, it just flicks and changes all the settings. All right, come in, come closer.
I'm trying to touch the back of my screen. Nothing's happening.
On the GoPro.
Oh, on the GoPro. Yeah.
So yes, that was fun. So you've edited that. Is that up and live now? That video, is it going to go
live?
It's
live, unlisted. It's only on electricpeople.org. It's scheduled to go live at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
And I think we did cover some of the same issues and came to some of the same conclusions with it. Would you agree?
No.
Brilliant.
You talked about wobble under braking. I didn't. You talked about the mudguard being brilliant. I didn't.
No, I didn't say that.
It's amazing. It's the best mudguard ever. Oh, it's brilliant. Oh, mine's not dirty at all. I don't know what Ian's talking about. It's brilliant. I haven't ridden any mud or any rain. I haven't really taken it out much because I've only just done 250. I should have put my voice in there as a voiceover, actually. Should have paused the video, freeze frame, and gone, oh, I'm John.
And you can't deny that wheel can get a bit squirrely under braking, harsh braking. It does. Oh, come on. It does. I was speaking to Wrongway about it, and he was saying, yeah.
It's not my fault that neither of you can ride properly.
But otherwise, I think it's absolutely a brilliant wheel. And like I said, I've changed my riding style for it. And I think illustrated in that video, you've kindly put a clip in there of me where I kind of haunch back into a sitting position for braking, which I think makes a huge difference. Never ridden like that before, but it works really well on that. Honestly, just lowering myself and changing that position.
Well, I've seen, which in contrast to me, I was saying the riding modes would make a big difference. You said they make hardly any difference. It's almost not noticeable. And I'm like, what is he on about? Massive difference between off-road and commuting mode.
No, I don't agree. Maybe I was different.
It's not a matter of opinion. There's like a physical measurement that you can do of the difference. So if you're riding along in off-road mode, the pedals, foot plates, which you call pedals, I don't know why you call them pedals, but they are foot plates. When you're riding along, flat,
yeah,
on off-road mode, and you pull back, they very slightly do that. They're harsh. In commuting mode, they go like that. Loads. It must be like a 50% increase in pitch, I would guess.
Well, I don't know if my settings are not the same as yours then, because I've not had that. I've not had that sensation of that amount of difference.
So what you're saying is I've got to trust your word and assume there's actually a setting. I'm not doing that. I'm not stretching myself that much.
I've not ridden it. I've not changed it from one to the other and gone, wow, this is an astonishing, it's like a different wheel. That's not been my experience. It's been,
oh dear.
It's been marginal. That's what I've said. So I'm telling you, it's my review. You cannot tell me that my thoughts are not correct. They're my thoughts.
I can, yeah.
Is that because I'm an idiot?
I don't have to say that answer.
While people are listening. And then you asked me as well to send you a voice. Could you send me a little clip that just says...
Yeah, notice I said just a voice message. Send me 8 or something. I'm really busy and I haven't got time. Right, I'm going to record 8 different ones in a professional recording studio. I want to know, where were you on that conference call? Because it was not on the conference call.
So after the call finished, you'd asked me to send a little voicemail that said something along the lines of, just pausing, just to take a moment to like and subscribe, it helps the channel. So I did it once, and I thought I can do better than that. That was directorially, and I thought that was a really bad take. But I sent it to you, and I said, I'll do it again. So I did a second one, and then I did a third one, and then I did a fourth and fifth
one, yeah.
And they got sillier and sillier.
Yeah.
And thanks, Ian, you put one of the silliest ones in the final edit, so I appreciate
I think the dog one would have been sillier. I thought if I've included that, it'd be degrading to you.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
My German accent would have been really bad.
That would have been bad. I thought I can't do that. I wanted to, but I thought I can't.
Okay, let's move on. I'm going to play you a new jingle now.
Move on. You should do that move on with the Rave On from Phoenix Nights.
Rave on.
Yeah, move on. Yeah.
Okay, here is the next jingle.
Good, it's only 2 today so far. Dun, dun, dun.
And now's the time you've all been craving. I'm with Ian and Ian's with me. Speaking words of wisdom, we will soon be on the BBC. Oh, that stops abruptly.
This is very abrupt. Did they get shot or what? That's what I want to know. I can picture that. Someone's gone about enough. Bang. Gone.
Yeah, that second verse is not coming out, obviously. Time to challenge Ian. You can play along. It's starting after this stupid little song. Right, so this is Challenge Ian. So every week I challenge you to a little quiz to see how your brain cells are working. This is what kept me awake for about 4 hours in the night, and I hope you'll agree this was time well spent. Have I got your full attention, Mr. Sampson?
Yeah. Fully concentrated.
So I'm putting this out on video format. There's nowhere to hide this time.
Right.
Right. This is this week is going to be called Science Fiction. We're going to play a game called Science Fiction.
True or science fiction?
Yeah, so I'm going to give you some, and you can't Google any of this. This is just testing you. Obviously not. The CES conference takes place.
Google is in here.
Right, well, we'll see. That's what Elon Musk will have as chips in our brains before you know it.
Let's just hope you got the right answers.
So I'm going to give you some of these are either inventions that have been demonstrated at the CES convention out in Las Vegas.
CES stands for
something or other. And
brilliant. There's a lot of research going into this.
What does it stand for?
Just for me to know and you to find out.
Okay, well that's it. And so I'm going to give now. These could be science, fact,
consumer electronics, something
like that. Something. That's what the S stands for. And it's so it's either a fact or it's from science fiction. So is it science or is it fiction? Okay. So the first one is something called a cortical stack. This is a vertebrae shaped disc.
Yes, that's fact.
Inserted at the base of the skull, and it stores memories and experiences. Is that science fact or science fiction?
Say it again. I was looking for my charger for my MacBook.
You really could not care less at this point, could you? Right. It's a cortical stack.
Yeah.
It's a vertebrae-shaped disc inserted at the base of the skull and stores memories and experiences. Is that science fiction?
Of the wearer. They're from the wearer. The memories and experiences are from the wearer.
Yeah.
It stores them.
Is it
what type of memories?
I don't know. Limited to.
Well, for instance, what I'm thinking of, it's like just like neural feedback from pain and things like that, and it records that, or is it like really intricate?
Is it a fact or is it a fiction?
Yeah, is it intricate? Yeah, is it intricate? Actual memories that you could play back? Because if that's science fiction, but I can imagine it connecting to your neural system somehow, and then you get pain, and then it records that response.
So is it science fiction?
Well, I'm torn now because I don't know. I've got enough detail. So it's like I'm going to loosely guess because I want to say it's true.
Well, say it's true then.
Well, it might not be.
Well, say it's false.
And then you've goaded me into saying it's true. I see, that sounds feasible to me on a very high level, being able to record feedback from your body, but called memories as we know memories, as we can recall them. I don't know. I think that was definitely science fiction. You cannot record playable memories onto an external device, but you definitely could, I think, record some sort of neural response.
Wow, we've woken up now, haven't you? So what is it? Is it science?
Well, I'm going to say it's true, but if you're talking about actual memories that you can see and hear, then it's ludicrous. But
you're like
I'll
a
say
tomcat.
it's true.
Get off the fence.
True.
It's true. So you're thinking it's science.
Yeah. Are you pausing?
It isn't science. That's science fiction.
Yeah.
That is from
Not enough details. Not enough details.
A Netflix show called Altered Carbon.
Yeah.
This next one,
because Elon Musk created, what did he call? What was it called? That neural thing with the pig.
Yeah.
And he can record things on there, but they probably wouldn't be memories, would they?
Racing Carcopter. This is a hydrogen-powered racing pod, which is anticipated to replace F1 as a motorsport. This is a hydrogen-powered. It's like a hover car pod. It's called the Carcopter, the racing Carcopter. Is it science fact? Or
How's it flying? How's it hovering?
What?
How's it hovering?
Yeah, again, I've not made it.
Let me look it up, see if it looks genuine.
No, you can't look it up because you'll see then if it's fact or if it's fiction. So
I need some details. How's it fly? I mean, is it floating on magic? Because if that's the case, that's science fiction. If it's got some sort of rail system that's, what they call those magnets, electromagnetic things that trains use? Maglevs?
It's a car copter, so imagine it's got rotors, I would imagine, but it's hydrogen powered, speeds of 155 miles an hour.
Single-seater?
Single-seater.
Is it? What's its range?
It looks, flipping it. It looks like. Have you seen the Star Wars films? The Phantom Menace, the really bad film with Anakin in the pod racer. It looks quite similar to that.
Let's just say science.
So you're saying it's science?
I ain't got enough details. This is terrible. Yeah.
It is science.
Oh, brilliant. There we go.
This is a French company. Market have announced plans to test its eco-friendly.
Yeah, it's not coming out.
£665,000 hydrogen-powered carcopter on racetracks this year.
Yeah, it's not.
This next one. This is, I don't know what it's called, but this is a robot.
Full of details.
A robot cat. I don't know what it's called actually. A robot cat that nips at your fingers.
True. Science. Yeah.
A robot cat that nibbles your fingers.
Yeah, science. Yeah.
It is science fact. You need to
seen
look
those?
at this.
Yeah.
Have you seen them?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a robotic cat called a Magami Ham Ham.
Is it from Japan, by any chance?
Yeah, it's a cuddly toy in the shape of a cat that can nibble your fingers, based on the idea that we all have a secret desire to have our fingers nibbled. I mean, when I saw it, I just thought, that cat is going to get badly abused.
Yeah, it is, yeah. That's exactly right.
Right, this next one is a health tracking light bulb. A health tracking light bulb. This can sense anyone in the room without having to wear any other devices of any other kind, and it can track their heart rate, their body temperature, and their sleep patterns.
Ooh. What's the bulb look like?
Just like an ordinary bulb.
So you just plug it into a normal light fitting?
Yes.
You can detect the heart rate.
Heart rate. Is it fact or is it fiction? Science.
I would tend to say it was science, but I'm not going to say it's science. It seems hard to be. The trouble with this, it's quite vague. That's the problem I've got with it, you see. Because theoretically, if you were in a completely silent room, you could probably pick up with a microphone someone's heartbeat.
It's not a microphone, it's a light bulb.
No, but I'm saying technically it's possible to pick up someone's heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
Not without actually placing a device on the body.
Yeah.
But is it saying it can reliably do it, like in a room full of people? You can say, it's a heart rate of so-and-so. There's a heart rate of so-and-so sat over there. Is it?
Yeah.
I'm going to say science fiction then. It is science.
It is science!
Yes, it is science! Oh, yeah, of course it is! Yeah, everyone's got one in their house.
It makes use of radar sensors to provide health information
it does not.
on people in the room. It's a fact. It's
light bulb. I'm going to look it up now.
No, don't look at it. Because right, one last one. I think you've lost this week.
Heart.
But
I lost some other weeks because the rules changed, remember?
Last one. This one is a teleporter. Allowing
nothing on the internet talking about a light bulb.
Allowing matter to be transported instantaneously between two geographical locations. This is transporter allowing matter to be transported instantaneously between two geographical locations.
What type of matter?
Does it matter? It's science or science fiction.
This bulb's interesting, isn't it? Saying Las Vegas for the company sets off LEDs about the petrol price, but the stress house. It's not even produced. It's still in development.
Listen.
Okay. Unbelievable. It doesn't exist. Right,
transporter allowing matter to be transported instantaneously.
A transporter.
Yeah.
Allowing
matter to be transported instantaneously.
Define matter.
What?
Define matter. Are you talking a human or are you talking an atom?
Well, it could be atoms, it could be particles, it could be protons, it could be neutrons, it could be... just saying words now.
Science fiction. It isn't science fiction.
It is science fiction.
Oh, is it?
Science fiction. That's from Star Trek. I think there have been some achievements with quantum particles over a 10-mile distance, but that is a long way from transferring physical matter. Ian, I think this is the first week you've lost.
It's a draw, isn't it? Sure, it's 50-50.
No. There's
That's
1,
50-50,
2, 3,
isn't it?
4. There's only 5 questions there, so it can't be. So you've lost it, mate. Sucks to be you. Sucks to be you.
It's terrible.
How does it feel?
It feels really bad, yeah. Look at him. He's reveling in it. It's the first week that I've lost, unless you count the other technicality week where you said I lost because you got annoyed because I kept winning.
Brilliant. Okay, Ian, that's it for this episode. We're trying to keep this to about half an hour. We've been going for about 15 minutes at the moment.
Well, we started at 10 o'clock. It's now 10 past 11 at night.
How are you? Enjoying it?
Yeah. The good thing is I've managed to update my drone whilst doing this.
So it's not been a wasted evening then.
No, it's not a total waste. Like, at least I can go back in now and go, oh, well, I'll sit down on the sofa and go, she goes, how did it go? I go, wasn't a total waste. I managed to update the drone.
Brilliant. Ian, what are you up to the rest of this week?
Well, now we've done this counselling session. The rest of the week I will be mainly dealing with wheels and all sorts of stuff. So there we go.
That sounds like way too much information.
Yeah,
thank you for listening and thank you for watching. We do appreciate your comments and your contributions. So if you want to get in contact with us, then please add your comments in the box below. Ian, I want you to do the subscribe thing that I did for you. Give the message to people.
Give the message to people. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you want to, then do the thing where you subscribe, but probably don't because you'll keep getting notifications that pop up every time a video goes up. If you're on a podcast, you can put go through the complaints procedure, put a thing in saying it breaks the rules or something. See if we can get it banned.
I can tell your heart's in it, Ian. Thank you. It's been a pleasure as always.
Yeah.
I'm going to play us out with another jingle, but we're not going to hear. So what's the point in that?
You can try it, but the other thing is, I can't leave this. I got to stay on, haven't I? Because you pause the upload. Yep. So,
all right, mate.
Yeah. So.
Oh, was it? And always stay above
upright.
The wheel.
No, stay above the wheel, but upright. Again, just to be pedantic, which do you want to be lay flat on it or
just above it? Yeah,
above it, floating above it, flying with it.
All right, mate. All the best.
Yeah.
I'll speak
See
to you.
You. Ta-da.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Don't stop you seeing. Hold on to that feeling. Don't stop believing day and night. I don't care when folks stare or even say it's cheating. Don't stop you seeing day and night.